Hello, Digidestins. This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we got my 10th place deck profile of Shoutmon DX. Shoutmon DX was quite amazing in this tournament. We had a total of 56 players to come out to this regional, and it was quite amazing to see all the exciting players, a lot of variants in the deck. We had Security Control, Rookie Rush, Fugamon. We had like 2 green decks. We had even an Omnimon red deck that was Greymon focused that popped 16. Again, a lot of great lists, a lot of great players today. So again, definitely want a huge shout out to Imperial and MetaMats for coming through and supporting us in a way that not many tournaments have yet. I know also New Jersey happened the same weekend, and it was quite interesting to see all the amazing deck lists. So guys, without further ado, let's dive right in and see what deck lists have in store for us today. So let's go over the deck profile, boys and girls. Again, I love this deck case. I gotta say, Border made really amazing deck cases today. I love being able to pop open and being sealed, not having to worry about water damage and stuff like that. Being airtight seal is major important. So first off, we played the Koromon that says if this Digimon has Omnimon or Greymon as name, except Dexadura, Burning Greymon, or Dura Greymon, it gains trigger draw 1 once per turn. Being able to draw with this card is just amazing. I love the fact that we can draw, gain advantage, which was super important. Next, we did play 3 Koromon that are from the trial deck. So this trial deck Koromon gave us an extra 1000 DP. So while this Digimon has 4 or more Digi-evolutions in its card's name, this Digimon gains 1000 DP. So again, being able to gain a bunch of power was super important. I definitely love the fact we did have these cards. It was really nice to have, and it's just super important at the end game. So again, the babies are like that. I wouldn't change anything in the baby lineup. Maybe add one more draw, but again, it didn't really matter because again, if we were drawing, it was later in the game, and that's because we've already gotten our major stack out, or it was the first card seen, and then our Omnimon is just constantly replenishing us, which I should have probably put in more. I might do. Power from the 1000 DP only mattered if it was Lord Nightmon we were facing against, but we could usually get above it. Next, we played 4 Shoutmon. This Shoutmon is really nice. So reveal the 5 cards from the top of your deck, add 1 Digimon with Shoutmon in its name, and 1 Digimon with Blitz from among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in order. This being able to stack our deck, because again, eventually you will be cycling enough with this deck, because your stack is in the back, and you're going to be holding it out until they bring their boss Mon out, because you're going to use your Mon to swing into their standing one. Because again, unless they play the Tamer that gives them a bunch of memory, again, you can choke them out the whole time. I cannot express how many people play the Mat Tai and were dropping them left and right, and then I just steamrolled over them because of the fact of the matter is it didn't matter after I built my board to the completion that I waited till they brought their big guy out or the Mon they needed the most and just swung in a couple. And then they were back down to square one. So, and also the nice fact of this, while this Digimon has Blitz, it's plus 2000 DP. Again, long run, being able to filter your deck in a deck that doesn't filter too much is really nice. Again, we're not going to be Digivolving enough for us to constantly have draw. So again, it's really nice to have effect. So first off, next we do play for Agumon that give 1000 DP. Again, this extra power bonus is really nice because again, we do when we start swinging into big Mons, we want to clear them out easier. Again, if we can do it with Omnishout, really good. I mean, with Omnishout or with our Shoutmon DX, really nice being able to clear out their boss really easily. So again, really nice to do that. rookie. Next, here is Guilmon. Guilmon was okay. Again, being able to wall this Digimon as long as your opponent has 5 or more cards in your opponent's trash. Digimon gains 1000 DP. Again, it's weird because after the first turn, like if this is my first stack, he's terrible because he doesn't go live on that first swing. Again, that 1000 DP could matter in certain circumstances, especially against Lord Nightmon. I never wanted to play him, but I wanted to play him because again, it guaranteed me getting the 1000 DP. This one didn't. Next, we did play 3 Agumon that did us a favor of searching cards. Again, I really like the ability to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card with Greymon that isn't burning Dexudura and then Greymon, and add 1 card with Omnimon from among them to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck. Being able to have 7 searchers that can easily either plus us 1 or 2 for 3 costs is really nice. Being able to filter and then put your deck into a stack. If you do this a couple times while waiting for your opponent to try to do something, this can help out the long game. Again, we like this kind of card. Next, we're going to go over the champions. First off, we did play 4 of the Greymon that gave extra security checks. So again, I love the extra security checks in this deck because again, once we start getting big, we want to clear out that security as soon as possible. And again, I love the alternate art. I love that I got my playset early on. It's going. So next, we did play 3 Koromon. So Koromon was a decent 1-cost blocker. To be honest with you, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Very little time did I actually need a blocker. I'm not joking. I don't think there was only like 1 time it mattered when I had the blocker out and then my opponent went like, oh, I'm going to swing. No, I'm going to block that. And he's like, oh, yep. That was what that happened with. Next, we do play 2 Greymon that gives an extra 2000 DP. Again, being able to give extra power is super important. Again, if I don't get the security, but I get this one, at least my mon's going to hit for 14 or it's going to hit for 15. And again, 15 is this weird magic number. If we can get to 16, it would even be more scarier just to be able to clear out their security because no mon hits over 17 and getting closer to that number or even 20. Again, their big mons aren't going to do anything at the end of the day. Next, we do have Fugamon. Well, Fugamon was really nice. I think I might go bring this up to 1 more and just go 3 Fugamon and call it a day. I think this is a great champion lineup, and I really think I wouldn't mess with this too much. I think that's how I'm going to leave it. Next, let's talk about my ultimate line. So the ultimate line I went with was 4 Omni Shoutmon. Omni Shoutmon was really nice, being able to drop the Shoutmon, grab him, and if I have 2 in hand, 1 in the stack will go to this one, and then this one will Digivolve on top of my Shoutmon, because again, if we can get this out when our opponent is either bricking or just to bait them into going into the wrong play is really nasty because your opponent can't handle a play like this sometimes. Again, what's really nice about it is it can cheat in by Digivolving on top of Shoutmon himself for 4, then ignoring this card's requirement because again, it does cost 3 on a level 4, but also it gives, while this Digimon has Blitz, it gains security attack. So again, the extra security attack when swinging with Blitz Digimon was really nice, but also the fact is I can Digivolve on top of Shoutmon, give a bigger threat that they want to deal with, so they're going to pull up their bigger mon to try to kill it. And then our weaker stack comes in and clears out the rest, the one that's been hiding in the background. 2 Groundramon, I think this was an okay number. I don't think bumping him up would be too bad. I might bump him up 1 more just because, to be honest with you, Volcdramon was really nice, but it just didn't do much, and that was the big issue. I was passing for 3 to give them an extra security check. Yes, it's really nice being able to put it with Shoutmon, but again, it wasn't really needed. here is another ace of the deck. MetalGreymon. This MetalGreymon, we didn't use it for its security, its swinging ability. No, we used it because it gave 3000 DP. The fact of the matter we give 3000 DP was monumental in this deck. This deck loved the extra 3000 because now I can swing into most Lord Nightmons without question. There was nothing I couldn't do against a Lord Nightmon. And it was amazing being able to swing into them and not worry about it. Next, let's talk about the ace of the deck. This card here is the ace backbone of the deck. So when digivolving, it has Blitz, which is fine. We might not be digivolving and using its Blitz effect. That's fine. No, it's when this Digimon attacks with Blitz, when it's swinging with it past your opponent's turn, you get to attack their unsuspended Digimon. You know how nasty it is to be able to swing into their unsuspended Digimon? Let's say they have Lord Nightmon rested, but they also played the ultimate the turn prior. You're going to swing into Lord Nightmon without passing turn. So again, it's only big enough for its lovely 14 or something, or like 12. Since our Mon's already massive, again, we're swinging in, clearing out their big guy, and not even batting an eye. And then we would just go into Omnimon and clear out the Nightmon. Now they have nothing on board, and they have 4 memory, and they have to play catch up. And they can't. They're not moving fast enough for that. But once you clear out like their big guys, it's just ridiculous to them. Next here, we played. Sadly, I do not have a 4th alternate art of Shoutmon DX, which I will eventually get. But Shoutmon DX has when digivolving Blitz. So Blitz is really nice because, again, it also has the ability to digivolve for 4 on top of a level 5. And then we also have the ability of digivolving for 2 on top of a level 6, which is really nice. And when digivolving, you may place 1 red card from your hand to the top of this Digimon's Digivolution sources, which is really nice, really powerful, I gotta say. I can't believe we had the ability of doing this. And then we had, for every Omni Shout or Z Greymon in this Digimon's evolution, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5000 DP. Again, helps with rookie rush boards, helps against 5k blockers. Again, we punish them because they played the 5k blockers. Again, I wish there was other plays I could have done, but I swear I loved going into Shoutmon DX. They have a rookie on board. We blow up the rookie. Shoutmon DX gets Zeke underneath it. It's passing turn. We swing into the Lord Nightmon. That was another situation that came up, or one of their big purple Digimon that I faced a couple purple decks. Again, Shoutmon DX just cleared board state. Next, we played 3 of different Omnimon. You might be wondering why I'm playing 3 of these. Well, it's just the same Omnimon, just different art. So when digivolving, it has Blitz, and when digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. So what's really nice is Shoutmon would swing in, clear out, and then you could digivolve with Omnimon on top of it. It restands itself in game swing. Like, I'm not joking how many times that happened. My opponent was just like, I lose. Okay. So if your opponent has an effect that would delete this Digimon by not making mechanics, because again, minus DP would not prevent this, or return this Digimon from hand to deck, or you may prevent it by deleting one of our level 6s. Again, purple struggles against this card. Green doesn't, only cares if Nidhogg tries to put this back, and blue only cares about trying to put this back, and if they fail, this card sticks around way too long for them, and they can't get over it. It's just way too powerful. This card is completely useless. I'm telling you this right now. I'm cutting one out for Omnimon X Antibody, because when X Antibody was needed, he was needed. If I had him, I would have won the games and stuff like that. Or if I went into another Omnimon with Blitz, would have been better off. Again, this Omnimon's really nice. I wish I could have got off the Wombo combos that it can do, but it just didn't work out the way that most people think. And next, we do have one Tai Ishida. This card was never played. I'm going to be quite honest with you. It was in my hand, and I never had a good play it. So I thought that was going to be a good card, but I chose a wrong pick. Next, Nokia. Nokia was amazing. Let's be honest, I loved her. She was really good because, again, what would happen was if I was going first, I would slam her down if she was in my opening hand. And if I had Shoutmon or this Agumon here, which could search us, again, I would Digivolve for the Agumon in the raising area and then slam this down. And then, boom, I get an Agumon here. I would pull up the stack the next turn, or if the Agumon survived, which more than likely happened, I would just Digivolve on top of with a Greymon for 2 and just keep going. And again, it also helped to lower the cost of Zed too, especially if we can go Shoutmon DX right on top of Zed. Our opponent wasn't really doing much. Then we played one Tai for the gaining memory, and all our Digimon with 4 evolutions gain a security attack. It was really clutch when it came in. It didn't matter how many security attacks I got off on the deal. Sometimes it was enough, but again, when it came to the department, I think I'll take this Tai out to bring Tai Kamiya in. Again, we could play on 1 quite easily, or 2. Again, unless we get our board completely wiped, and then we're struggling again. But it's not bad. We can definitely win games. Again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I hope to get more top finishes. Again, we played against 2 purples decks in the first, 2-0ing them. Green, we went to game 3. He top decked the Nidhogg on game 3 and wiped out my Omnimon XD. I should have went into Omnimon, then I would have protected myself against a Nidhogg, and they would have just went into Rosemon instead if they didn't top deck it and just prevented it. But then I would have just blown it up with this Omnimon. Again, this Omnimon had its purpose as being an Omnimon to clear out threats that I couldn't handle. And again, sometimes I should have went into those kind of plays, because again, Omnimon with multiple swings, because again, he can go once, twice, 3 times in 1 turn. Again, that was kind of what the theory was behind it, but I'm going to bring him down to 1 to put 1 X antibody in. And then we faced 3 Lord Nightmons, 2 of which we 2-0'd, and then the other one was a game 3 close finish. He's got the Lucamon, top deck the Lucamon, got to slam it down with his Lord Nightmon, and it was just, I couldn't get there. He cleared my board, I cleared out his security, I put him in a situation where I had game the next turn. But he got the Lucamon and was able to recover because he had no blockers. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!